Hello everybody, my name is Erik Teren Mullins, and today we're going to be checking out Mega Hobby's 2025 exposition and all the epic anime figures that are going to be coming out soon. As usual, this is my first time going through all these figures, so we'll see, I might be freaking out at some of them. I'd also like to note that I'm checking out all my things through Moe Pop. I'll have a link in the description if ever you want to go and browse it yourself and check out all of the pictures and the figures. I am not affiliated in any way with this website, but I do really like it. I find they always have like really great pictures and things that come out pretty quickly, so I tend to use them as my main reference, and I follow this website pretty closely. And we're getting started with some Megahouse. Figure here is a Hatsune Miku figure. Cute. The base is very artistic. Really has that Sword Art Online vibe to it. Probably because of that sword and the whole online design that you kind of get from this. Although the art style in itself, especially with the face and everything, does not look like something out of Sword Art Online. That's a pretty epic Charizard figure. Personally, I really love Charizard Y, so this is cool. Though I would have liked a shiny Charizard Y flying next to the Charizard X. That would have been epic. Well, a figure that would make Rudius proud. The base looks pretty interesting. That's really tiny and super cute. If this thing is really well detailed, I like a lot of smaller figures that kind of have that aesthetic. Just running out of so much space. I tend to have a lot of things to say about a whole bunch of different types of figures, but I want this video to go a little bit quicker. I don't want it to last several hours, so I'm going to be kind of going through this speedily enough. This looks big. The face looks nice too. Usually on larger figures, I find that they kind of mess up a bit on the anatomy of the face, but it looks pretty good. Though it is really dark. It's hard to get a good idea when it's this dark. Hold on, and she comes with that pole? Order the pole and have other anime figures on this thing. I think this is cute. I've not seen this Gundam franchise yet. I've watched many of the others. That's nice. Nice different textures on this. This is terrible. This figure is awful. I'm sorry for some of you out there that were like excited for this, but this is extremely pricey. I believe it's in the 20,000 yen range. And to spend that for this, what is she, like a 1-on-4? I doubt it. That base looks terrible, and it really is as terrible as it looks. Like, I just can't believe that this is as expensive as it is, and it's weird that they're showing it off here. I guess maybe I might have noticed it on Ami Ami, but I am not a fan of this. I think that figures like this need to be priced no more than maybe 8,000 yen, you know, like, maybe I'd spend $100 on it, but, like, that's pushing. This looks like a prize figure. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, this character's fantastic. That looks like a reissue. Ah, that's pretty awesome. That's cool. A lot more male figures this time around. That's good. Get some variety up in there. I mean, at one point, there's... I was going to say there's only so many female figures you can make, but I don't think so. I think you can make female figures till the end of time, and they will sell very well. So hopefully a lot of these male figures are selling well, otherwise they're not going to keep making them. And don't forget that if you like this video just a little bit, it doesn't cost much to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. This way you will be notified of my future videos. Now we're going to be getting into Kotobukiya. This is adorable, and I really love this show. Very cute. Looks a lot like her. Kotobukiya does a really good job with their base plates. I think that they make, like, they kind of embarrass a lot of the higher end figures. Though Kotobukiya is kind of like slowly inching their way up. I'd be surprised if this figure was under 18,000 yen, but it looks really good. Very representative of the character from the show. Nice smile. Ooh, more Unicorn Overlord stuff. I want some more of the monster characters. This character is great though. And when I say monsters, I mean like, I include elves and cat girls and all of that stuff. Oh, BB Hood! This is pretty cool. Now, if I could, Kotobukiya, please give me QB. She's a fantastic monster girl, and BB Hood here looks great. I know that Lele they're coming out with looks okay, but I don't like the sectioning off of some of her mold lines from when they like connect her together. This looks really cute. I want QB, please. Wow, that's a very well done face. That's interesting. I would say this part of the show really dragged on. My goodness. Love the ears here. This is cute. I wonder how nice that blue is going to look in her hair. Wow, look at this. I love beautiful bases like this. This is so nice. This looks like Soda from Nikkei. Oh, it is! Oh my goodness. 1 on 4 by Kotobukiya? Call me surprised. This really looks cute. This is nice. The shoes on here. Mike, look at these shoes. Whew, love those details. That's nice. Gorgeous base. That's surprising. I think I would like this more than the actual artwork to her because I'm not a fan of her main artwork in the game. But that's really cute. Oh my gosh, this thing is going to sell like insane. I can't imagine how many people are going to go out and buy this. Anise and a 1 on 4 bathing suit with her can and the smile and everything. This is going to make a lot of money. Good job, Kotobukiya, jumping in on the 1 on 4 game. And plus it's small, circular, she's sitting, so you can put some great figures behind her. This is gonna fit in a lot of shelves easily too. Just really hit it out of the park on this one. Whoa. Azur Lane. For all you feet lovers out there, enjoy. This is pretty opulent. I don't know how much something like this is going to cost with that kind of a base. I know it's Koto, and Koto genuinely has like decent pricing. They're always kind of in the middle, but I guess we'll see. This is a beautiful character design, and I will absolutely get Hindenburg depending on her price point. What I would love is if you got like a nice sculpt of the figure, and obviously they're not going to make this huge dragging creature behind her, so what they should do is they should give you a nice acrylic illustration of that dragon, and on her base there should be like a little plugin in the back where you could put the dragon. So this way if you put her up against a wall or something, it'll be nice. You'll see the dragon and she'll be standing in front of it. That would be beautiful. That's the kind of hindsight that a lot of figure companies don't really think of, and I haven't seen it done very often, so maybe you figure companies should get on that. I think it would work. Uma Musume. I don't really play Uma Musume, so I don't know it super well. Character designs are extremely over the top. I don't really like the piece that her foot is on here, but you know, once everything's colored in and polished up, it might not be there, or they might have something a little nicer. Oh, what? This is really nice. So both of these are super gorgeous. I'm a huge fan of Jenny. I have her Phantasy Star Online standard costume in her, what's it called? This is a fun summer beach ball adventure one. It looks really nice. And the elf character next to her, Annette. I don't play Phantasy Star Online. I just love the character designs, but Nitty2D is one that does the artwork usually for Jenny. That's why I like it so much, because I'm a big fan of his. They've been coming out with a lot of these Yu-Gi-Oh! Masterworks. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Figures in general. I haven't seen the new Trigun show yet. I love the original one quite a bit. At one point, I'll watch this. This is like... Why? Why do this? Why don't you just show the artwork? Why are you showing a preview of a preview to a preview of a preview? Get out of here. Oh, what? Kotobukiya hitting it out of the park again with these Silent Hill nurses. And there's 2 different ones? That's really cool. Like they're standing next to each other. I would love if the bases could actually interconnect. That would just... Ooh, that's awesome. However, as much as I think that the Silent Hill nurses are gorgeous and their designs are that creepy beautiful that I love, it might be a little too creepy, you know? Like, it's the middle of the night, you're getting up to go to the bathroom, and then you just look at it on your shelf, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta go back to bed. Next up is company design COCO, starting with the 1/4 scale figure of almost everybody's favorite. I was really looking forward to this Viper figure. I've been following it for a while. I knew that they were working on it. It might have been the first 1/4 I would ever get because I don't actually own a 1/4 figure. But I'm not digging the face on this. I'm hoping it's just the lighting and everything, but I was really looking forward to this thing. So let's just say that what I'm seeing right now, the face looks kind of off. And that's genuinely my problem with the proportions and the anatomy of the faces to 1/4 figures. The second you start going past 1/6, it's a slippery slope to things just not being properly angled more often than not. But when you get a figure that's really well done, it's just like insanely good. All this to say, I want this Viper. I'm going to keep following it, but I don't know if I'm going to get her. Pictures, pictures, tons and tons of pictures. Just looking at what's going to come out in the future. And that's it. COCO, you just had one figure to show and then just like 10 illustrations? Okay. Now we're going into figure company Golden Head. That's really cute. Huh. Nice picture. Ooh, lovely Mai. Cute, chill, laid-back design. Seeing her in a grayscale like this makes me think of this old anime called Saber Marionette J. Just seems like she would fit in that universe. Oh, are we just gonna get a bunch of drawings? This is freaking awesome. Like, I would love to have this. I guess we'll see. Just so many drawings this year. Next figure company is Kotobukiya. This My Dress Up Darling. I haven't seen the second season yet. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna watch it very soon. It looks cute. Just doesn't look like the artwork. The face looks a little off. I don't know if it's the mouth. It looks like they actually drew teeth in there, but I can't tell. This is really cool. Love the base. That's creepy. That's fun. Mentioning Saber Marionette J earlier, here's another classic. And I would freaking love to have a figure from here and also a nice Taiga. But I want a Taiga where she's got the boken and it's like right as she's about to fight. Like maybe you could even have the door opened up and she's got it. She's so awesome there. Oh, this is cute. I always love the design of this. But I don't collect Nendoroids anymore. Next figure company is Kesku, and we have another Marin. Kitagawa. I'm surprised that we don't have more of them. She's so popular with the second season out. This is alright, I guess. I think it's a little bit boring, but it depends on what you're into, what you like. This is kind of cute, though I do find a lot of the overall designs in Frieren are very simplistic. I would have added probably more detail to her dress. Maybe some more seams and some hemlines along the bottom so it just feels more real. I don't know. Just anything to make it, I feel like just the designs seem a little more worked. Though it does look like in the anime, so I shouldn't really be complaining too much about that. That's cute. I love so many of the designs from Blue Archive. They look so pretty. Atelier Ryza wedding dress. Well, this is freaking adorable. Now we're going to be checking out Amakuni. And yeah, the Ice Queen herself. This is a very beautiful Ludmilla. This is gorgeous. I'm so curious about what her base is going to look like, but like, this is fantastic. Just the detail work in gray like this is really, really pretty. Imagine if you could put a miniature battery for that lantern to light up. That would be, oh, wow. An interesting Viper, though, I don't know. I know which one it is. I think it's cute. I'd need to see it in color. The base looks nice too. This all looks really good for Viper. It's just, I'm such a huge fan of her normal outfit. I think that the design is gorgeous. I love the colors, tons of pinks, fluorescent colors, reflective, iridescent ones. So just seeing her in a bathing suit, I'm kind of, I mean, it's pretty. Just, I want a really nice normal costume one. Full Kwang. I'm so surprised that, anyway, I guess she's really popular. I never know. Sometimes the characters I love tend to be the most popular, and there's like a million stuff of them because I'm pretty basic. But then sometimes I like the weird niche things, and there's never enough of them. It's Best Girl. I couldn't even... I tried watching this anime. I mean, The first season, I was like, okay, it's kind of fun. Second season, I'm like, well, this is clearly a good person. She's pretty awesome, and then I just can't stand the way the main character just treats all these characters. He's such an awful human being. I just can't deal with it. And this character is terrific. This is a really cute statue. Very pretty. Looks like it has really nice textures. I love the shine that they put on the hair. That is just anime gold. I want that on almost all my anime figures. I always find it really makes the hair just stick out and feel more anime-ish as opposed to like an American statue that doesn't have it. And in truth, many anime figures, they don't have it either. This looks really nice. I like it. Oh yeah, I had seen these a little while back. They look good. The last figure they released from this series was like 40,000 yen, and I just couldn't believe it. I would have gotten it at maybe 2,000 or 20,000, but like 40,000 and up? No, that's just a little much for an H figure. And then just a whole slew of Nikkei illustrations. They're really going hard in the beach. Oh my gosh, 1 on 4. We'll see it when we see it. The problem is by the time they release the actual 3D sculpt to this figure and then the colors and then she's up for sale, it probably won't be for about a year from now when it's the next summer adventure. And when they do the next summer event, you're going to be into another character because so many people, that's how it works. And maybe you'll pre-order her, but then she's coming out the year after, so she's not going to be out for minimum 2 years. And at that point, are you still going to want Rappy Red Hood? I hope some of you are. I mean, it depends on how good the statue looks. Usually transparencies aren't always the best. I'd say most of the time they're the hardest medium to work with. They're either too transparent, not transparent enough. They look super plasticky, but you want it to feel more like a material from the shirt. We'll see. Next figure company we're going to be checking out is Aniplex. This is extremely impressive. What the heck? That's really nice. That's cute. Now we're going to be checking out figures by Clanel. Oh my goodness. It's funny they have to put all the shine, but this is freaking awesome. You know what's... I stopped playing Azur Lane before this character was even released, and I don't know what to say. I've already pre-ordered 2 Owari figures. I feel like I would almost start playing Azur Lane again just for her because I love her character design so much. And do I really need a third one? Yes. Yes, I do. This is amazing. I love this. I love the giant braids. The clothing that she's wearing looks awesome. Even her base with like the paint splatters, the Azur Lane with the little lines going across just like in the game. It's simple, it's small, it looks like it could fit on a shelf easily, and it looks like she'll look really good next to the other 2 statues I have of her. There's just that major seam line along the top part of her hair, but everything seems to be connecting into there, so it's not so bad. This is very, very impressive. I guess I would just want to see the chest a bit better because I know they're hiding it out due to potential X-rated reasons. What if it's not super well done? You know, I've gotten anime figures before where it doesn't look anatomically correct, and some people out there don't mind it, but I do a little bit, depending. So, I don't know, I definitely want to see a couple other angles of this figure, but odds are I'm probably going to get this one. Uma Musume. More Uma Musume. Well, if you Uma Musume fans, you're eating well. In general, I would say. The game is extremely popular, so they keep coming out with more and more stuff for it. No surprise. Ooh, this is really a pretty illustration. The best for last. I say that, but I haven't actually gone through any of these figures, so who knows? But it's altar time. A-Gear. Wow, goodness, I really wanted this figure. Her hair all over the ground like that is really nice. It's just, she looks extremely large. All of the little bit of space I have left, I have no space. It does look really good. The strands that you kind of have flowing over sofa look matte, while as the ones on the ground look somewhat transparent. I don't know if I like that. I definitely want some close-ups on the face too, but overall this looks pretty. I like it quite a bit. It's gorgeous. I can't wait to see more. Both of these are really nice. Taihu would have been nice to have her be less dark in the photograph, but it does look pretty good if you like Taihu. It's just the base is a little boring, but who knows? Maybe they'll actually put her on like some sand and they'll put in the work. Okay, here we go. So this is an absolutely beautiful Naga, and next to her is the soda art style I'm not particularly a fan of. I just don't really like how they drew her face. Her face used to be like all bright-eyed, rounded, and super cute, and then when you have this artwork in particular, they make a lot of the angles a lot sharper. They give her kind of buck teeth because they want it to feel a little more like a bunny, and I am not a fan of any of that. Also, the way she has to keep holding up the top, I find just is... I'm going to say ridiculous. I get that a lot of Nikkei in general is ridiculous. It's just, I'm personally not a fan of this. Moving down, this is really a cool double figure. Looks like you have to get them separately, but it is interesting. This is very cool. Personally, I would have made it so that, I don't know if they did it. The key part in her head, I wonder if it's really three-dimensional and it really goes in, because that would be awesome. This is creepy. This is the kind of creepy, pretty stuff I genuinely like, though I'm not a fan of this type of body frame. Personally, I like things looking a little more adult, especially if you're going to show off so much. When it's kind of like extremely thin and petite, it's a little less for me, but this background, the hat, everything here, like the sculpt work is crazy, and it does look really creepy. I love the separation that you get between the white of her hair and how pale her skin is in contrast to all this dark, messed up stuff. And seeing those really cool tentacles is just, they look awesome. This looks like a very pretty figure. These are okay. They look good. I mean, I kind of want them to come out with a Viper that's just this. Man, goodness, more losing heroine stuff. This show, I loved it up until the point where you had the story about the introvert girl. I'm like spacing out on her name. And I thought the introvert girl's story was good. It's just that it lasted like way too long. You had 3 episodes devoted to the main, well, the blue hair girl. Then you had 3 episodes devoted to the sporty girl. And then 6 episodes all about the shy bookworm girl. If they really focused in on why her parents are never home and how hard it is for her to look after her family and her siblings, I would have liked that, but they touch it so minutely, and they just kind of focused on her at school wanting to slowly take over this club, and I thought that it just felt like everything just stopped and slowed down. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Tons more Uma Musume stuff. All the Uma Musume. Oh my gosh. Azur Lane, St. Louis. Okay, moving down. That's too much, okay? Ooh, that's a pretty Shinano. I was looking forward to this figure. I might still get it because it looks so incredibly beautiful. But my fear... We'll see. This is Alter. I'm expecting them to just really bang it out with the quality like they usually do. The formidable I have from them, she's formidable. I was kind of hoping we'd have this figure and the other girls all tending to her like in the illustration. I wouldn't mind paying the price for it, and it would be extremely epic if you had a base that had multiple plugins, so if you wanted, you could get these separate characters, and for those of you that just want one, you could just get one, but they all plug in together to create the whole scenery, because that is so gorgeous. I love that artwork so much, and I was really hoping that this would represent it perfectly. As it is, it doesn't represent it. Reimagining of it, where you just have Formidable here, but it just would have been cool to have the other gals tending on her. No way. Okay, I just finished watching this. Imagine being somebody who watches so much anime, it's crazy. And Evangelion is one of my favorite shows of all time because of its character development. And I'd never seen Nadia before. Unbelievable. I finally watched it. I'd say the first 23 to 24 episodes were pretty enjoyable, where I would give it like an 8 out of 10. But the second you get into those 10 episodes, and it's funny because everybody that I'd seen online were like, skip them, and I'm just thinking, I'm not gonna skip them, I want to watch all of it, but it's just straight up character assassination. I'm watching this thinking, all of these characters that were built in a certain way, who cares? Let's just write them to do different things. No, those 10 episodes were terrible. And then the last 4 episodes or whatever got back on track, and they were good, but at this point I had been so soured. I'm really rambling on right now about Nadia. This figure really does look impressive. I love the floating aspect. It's got that Evangelion style artwork that I mean, Ava, you know, it's the same animation company, so they just did a great job, and it looks really cool. It's nice that you get King up in the top too. He looks really good. Ooh, this is really pretty. Grand Blue Fantasy. I know nothing about Grand Blue Fantasy, but this is gorgeous. Look at that crazy robotic, like cybernetic almost designs going through and floating everywhere. This is pretty cool. That's cute. Overlord. I saw the Solution figure they're releasing, and I was just hoping more parts of her were going to be solutionized. Instead, it just looks like a regular human with a couple of slime elements floating around her. I like monsters to have monster elements to them that feel like it's part of who they are, not necessarily like it's a little accessory. Couple of pictures and designs. Yeah, some of these Nikkei stuff. Oh, if only Alter was making... I mean, I get that they're doing her. I wonder how they're going to do this, like her sitting down in here. They have to do it. I'm just curious how. It could be light, so it just looks like it floats off into nothing, and then maybe they'll have like a nice base underneath her that holds her up. I can see that. Whoa, this Scarlet Black Shadow, that's gonna be really pretty. And that about sums it up for Mega Hobby 2025 Summer Edition. It was pretty cool. There was a lot of figures there that it was nice to see finally a sculpt to them, because I feel like they were in production hell for the longest time, to the point where maybe you think they're not even coming. Some of the finished products look pretty nice, and I'm excited to see more angles of these things like usual. Were there any figures today that you saw that we are in agreement with and you're thinking, I'm absolutely getting that? Or what about disagreements? Was there something that you saw and I'm here just dunking on it, and you're just at home watching this video thinking, but that's part of what makes figure collecting pretty great, because there's so many for all kinds, and it seemed like there was a lot of variety this year. There's some years where just Azur Lane sweeps, right? You have like 100 Azur Lane figures, and you're thinking, this is more like an Azur Lane event than anything else, and now that's kind of starting to like fade away, and we're getting a bit mixed up things here. Still a lot of Nikkei things, like Nikkei was really taking over for a bit too, but we got quite a good variety this year. It was nice. Still a lot of Nikkei, still a lot of Azur Lane, but it's fun to get to see a lot of other stuff as well. So like always, it's been a pleasure. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye! My internet stopped working again. I'll just wait. I'm having internet issues for the past like 2 months. It's really it's insanity. Like, considering how much the internet costs in my country. Lost my internet again. Oh, my internet stopped working. Fantastic.